Hi there, and welcome to Strength for Tomorrow Radio with me, Stuart Thompson. Today I have with me a good friend, a chum, a buddy, a pal, anything else?
I only met you yesterday.
It's Denver Gray. Some people know Denver Gray, if you know me, and to a lot of you, he will be new. So Denver, you are 32, you just corrected me.
That's right, yeah.
Felt me maybe feel really bad because I thought you were 33.
Yeah, I know.
But you look 33. You're from Cavan originally?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and you're living in around Portadown?
Yeah, I live on the Markdale Road outside Portadown.
Yeah, don't give too many details away. There'll be
No.
stalkers out there if you're not careful. So, yeah, very good. You're married to Julie.
That's right.
Yeah, you have lots of dogs.
2, but there's a lot of dogs squeezed into those 2. Yeah.
It's only 2. Felt like more last time I visited you. What are they called?
Duke and Rocky.
Duke and Rocky. What tell us a bit about them. There's loads of dog fans out there.
2 purebred mongrels after having some purebred dogs over the years that were always sickly.
Yeah.
So these 2 dogs are like 9 and 10. Duke's a Rottweiler Akita. He's like 58 kilos. He's a bit of a tank, but
Big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy, but he's old and slow now.
That's probably heavier than you, is it?
No. There was a time that was heavier than me, yeah. I think it was 4.
Very good.
Rocky's a boxer at Bavaria now, and he's still in his adolescence and nuts.
Yeah. Brilliant. So yeah, there'll be people just turning off after that because they just want to hear about the
That's all I
dogs.
hear about
Yeah,
dogs,
they
yeah.
also
Check out my
care.
Facebook, there's definitely some dogs on that, you know.
So we're going to get started with a few icebreakers just to break the ice.
Okay.
Funnily enough, so these are quick fire questions. We're gonna don't think about them, just answer. Okay, it's one or the other. Bacon or eggs?
Eggs.
Fair enough. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Yes. Weights or cardio?
Wait now.
Books or movies?
Movies.
Summer or winter?
Oh, summer.
Yes. What sort of weirdo would say
I
winter?
know, yeah.
You have to be a little bit mentally unbalanced, I think, to say that, wouldn't you? Eat in or eat out?
Eat in.
Eat in. Calling or texting?
Colin.
Yeah. You like talking, don't you?
Yeah.
This is good. Listen to this one. Toilet paper over or toilet paper under?
Brush, usually. Oh, sorry. Where it hangs, you mean?
Yeah.
Over.
Would you rather lose sleep or skip a meal?
Oh, lose sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Big time.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Tap phone.
Oh, stop phone.
Yes, well, I come home late at night and like I'd eat before I go to bed. It's like 1 in the morning. I'd happily go to bed with a full belly, then get to my bed in time.
As a father of a 2-year-old, I've now changed. I probably would have said that. Now I would definitely say sleep. Give me sleep.
Might change for me.
I'll skip every meal. Not every meal, but I'll fast if I have to get an hour's sleep.
I couldn't go to bed hungry. I'd lie awake, look at the ceiling, all the things I should have eaten.
Should have, would have, could have.
Yeah.
Like Karen's probably listening to this and she'd be like, "Stuart, you didn't get up for the Olivia, so I don't know what you're talking about. You're asleep." She never listens. Hopefully she doesn't. So first of all, we did the Rampage run a few weeks ago, didn't we?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
So this was, if you don't know what that is this was a fun run obstacle course up at the Jungle near Moneymore. If you've never done it, you should do because it's really good fun. So yeah, like you've done something similar before.
I've done the same run in Halloween called the Zombie Run. It's cold.
And were there actual zombies?
Yeah. It's brilliant. You get kids covered in makeup and stuff, and she's coming out from the cornfields chasing you. Yeah, it's brilliant crack. Yeah. You think you're a grown ass hard man, then when there's some kid with makeup chasing you, you run faster.
I think it would probably. Where was that at?
Same place.
Same place. Yeah. That wasn't just the locals. That was makeup.
No, that wasn't like home life in Cavan.
Yeah. What did you have any highlights or memorable moments from?
You go through the maze in the cornfield. You know, you're sprinting through the maze in the cornfield, and when you come to a 90-degree corner, you like look around the corner, think, oh, it's clear, and you run on. But like these kids, just teenagers, come out from the.
And then are they allowed to attack you?
Well, like you're wearing like elastic band, baler twine around your waist, a couple of strings of like hazard tape, like 8 strings or 6 strings. They're supposed to grab some of them, so they can't attack you, but they.
Yeah, physical.
Yeah. It's good crack.
Got that sense. And was it at night? Was it dark?
No, there is ones at night you can do, but we just done them in the morning, like a Saturday morning.
Scary enough. Though.
Yeah.
What did you think of the Jungle Run? Was it? How did it compare to it? Was it easier in the warm weather?
It probably was easier in the warm weather. Yeah. Last couple of times we did the zombie one, was just me and one of the guys, so the crack was good. But see, whenever there was 6 or 8 of us. Or
I think there was 10.
It was 10, yeah.
Yeah, we got 10.
we lost a couple of
We lost a few, but you know, they'll turn up.
Turn up at the zombie run.
It's been a few weeks now, but they'll come back. Yeah, it was good fun. The day after, my jaws were sore from laughing.
Oh really?
Yeah, like my legs were fine. I haven't ran for a few years, but I thought my legs would be sore.
Really?
My jaws were so sore the day after. It was great.
It was a good crack. Yeah. Just so many. Always someone who shouted some banter. And
Yeah.
I think there was more obstacles during the rampage than we've done before.
Yeah, like we only did the 5K, but I would definitely be open to doing the 10K next year if you were.
Yeah, I'd do the 10K.
Talk into it.
Probably could, yeah.
Yeah. And you made an enemy, didn't you?
I think he thought I was an enemy before we went, but yeah. So Warren?
Yeah, Warren. What happened with Warren?
I don't know.
He's did a bit of mud wrestling or
Did a
something?
bit of mud wrestling, yeah. Which I thought was, a type of flirting, but a few minutes later then he pelted me with like a brick of wet clay in the face.
It wasn't done in affectionate way.
It wasn't. No. I clearly misread the signals. Yeah.
No, I just remember I was coming behind you and I was laughing and I was like, you better not attack me. Sorry, it's like, keep it over there, guys. And then next thing I looked and you were like, these ended up in the hedge together.
yeah, like really briary.
Yeah.
Oh, this will be fun. I'll just tackle him and we'll fall over and roll into the briars. Yeah. Be alright.
Yeah, no, it was good fun, and the weather was incredible, wasn't it?
It was brilliant,
warm.
yeah.
It was so warm. So if anybody's listening and you're thinking of doing it, definitely do it next year. Give us a call, and we'll let you know when it's on again, and we'll get a crowd together, because 10 was fun, 20 would be even more fun. I think if you get a big crowd, logistically might be more of a problem, but I was glad even to get the ice water
at the end.
Yeah, because it was so warm. You were running through all the heat and everything, but yeah, it was good crack. Would you ever do any ice water swimming or anything like that?
Not really, no.
No.
I was the club we close to the cold water there.
Yeah, you don't really have many bodies of water out your way, do you?
Yeah, we're not too far from Article Lake, which I suppose is pretty cold.
Is it swimmable? Is it?
Don't know. I've never really seen anybody swimming at it, apart from dogs.
It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. No, I always like to go places where I see other people going in first, and they've tested it out, so I know at least if they're not getting stuck and stuff and caught on currents and things.
4 went in and at least 3 come out. It's okay.
Yeah. Do a statistical analysis before you go in. Right, 75% chance of survival. I'll take it.
There's probably bodies in a lot of those bodies of water, but you still get in, would you?
As long as I think it would.
But if there was a body in the bathtub, you wouldn't get in the bath, would you?
I don't think it would fit.
So you've got a water to body ratio then, you're trying to say?
I've been in Loch Earn before and there's loads of bodies in it. About, What do you know? It's on the news all the time, they're always dredging bodies up. It's like their favourite thing to do in Fermanagh, apparently.
People don't pay their gym memberships, is it?
I don't know, not down that way, but I'll ask around. What about, would you do it again and you do it next year?
Oh yeah, big time.
Yeah. I don't think I'd like to do it in the colder weather. I don't think I'd like to do it at Halloween.
Ah, that's good crack, just keep moving.
Yeah, no, it was just nice. I like a bit of heat.
It was quite busy when we done it there, so that actually probably was the first time that I seen us.
It was mental.
You were waiting for obstacles a little bit at times.
They capped it at 1,000 people, but I think they could have put a few more obstacles in between those big ones. No, it was great crack though. Did you have any favourite obstacles?
The over-unders were brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact they were getting taller as we went through them, I thought I was just getting more and more tired.
Yeah.
And then someone else says, "Oh, these are getting taller." Oh, they are getting taller. Yes, that's right.
I didn't actually know they were getting taller until
you could step over most of them.
No, until somebody said at the end, because I built like a Berlin Wall, which is like a sheer face across the road there, and I would do it sometimes. I would just jump up, and grab on, and it's 8 foot to the top. Like so, I'm kind of used to 8 foot. Yeah. So first when I jumped, I was like, oh, and I got right over the top of it. It's like, that's pretty fresh. I've got a good spring in my step. Next one felt a bit tougher. Last one, I was like, that's more like it now.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't some of you guys afterwards were like, yes, no, so they got taller, and I was like, did they get taller? Because to me they just felt like they were.
Yeah. They were getting more.
I felt like I was getting, I'm getting tired out here. So it was comforting to know that.
Yeah, we're good. The big slide was good too. The
slide
was brilliant.
I went so fast I can't even remember it.
Yeah.
It was
The water was shocking at the end.
I know. It was so cold. Because like it was fun even climbing up though, the back end of it. Like you're sort of climbing up the rafters.
Yeah.
And you really forget about that bit. Like if you thought about it too long, you had any fear of heights, you'd be like, no chance. But that was good. And if you didn't want to do it, you just walk around it as well.
You could, yeah.
Most of us attacked all of them though, I think
so, yeah.
Yeah. It was great crack. There's no electric shock things. There's people afraid of that. Before we started, they were saying like, there's like
the electric fence hanging through the tunnels. Yeah.
But there's none of that, thankfully.
No, barbed wires.
No barbed wire.
Halloween when there's barbed wires with like fake eyeballs stuff hanging from it. You're not quite sure. So.
Yeah, if they're fake or not. Flink at you.
Yeah.
So, you do CrossFit then, right? How did you get into CrossFit? Or
I attend a gym that does CrossFit. I wouldn't just say that I'm, a CrossFitter.
What's the definition? How do you change it? Like,
I don't know. I suppose there's just so many complex movements there. There's so much new stuff to learn versus a conventional. What's a conventional gym? I was going to say like a bodybuilder gym, if you like.
Yeah.
But there's just so many new skills.
Yeah, to learn.
And you're never going to get to a stage where I've aced it. I don't think anyone can say take the box. Yeah, I do CrossFit.
No.
Don't think anyone really.
Really?
I don't think so. No.
I know a few people who would say that.
Fraser, you found him, right?
No, you just get a few people who would be like, yeah.
Ego problems.
Yeah, I'm a Formula 1 driver now.
Because I got a transatlantic mind.
I'm in the A team now because I got transatlantic ears. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Like, it always keeps you humble. I think,
it does, yeah. I actually love that about it, how it keeps you humble, because you get guys that are, and girls, that are really, really strong, coming from conventional gyms, and you might be back squatting 2.5 times their own body weight, and then they're coming in and they're chunky guys or big strong guys, and obviously they're not going to spring into doing muscle ups.
Yeah.
So the next day then you're a beginner again.
Yeah.
Like I came maybe fairly strong at running,
Yeah.
and I thought I was pretty strong. I could do 4 pull-ups, and you realise then there's people like older and women doing kip and bar pull-ups and go, holy flip.
Yeah.
So it is humbling, I like that about it.
I know.
And there's no place for ego in it really.
And no matter if say you get really good at lifting weights or something like that, get really, really strong at your back squat, your deadlift or whatever, if you don't keep an eye on your cardio, like say you're running, suddenly like if you're trying to compete and do workouts, suddenly your average time goes way down and you're not going to be very competitive because if you're focusing on one side. Or say you are like a really good runner and you go to do it, you might not even be able to do a pull up, or you might not be able to do like whatever's required of you, like a deadlift, an average weight deadlift. So
I actually found that whenever I joined, because excuse me, after like the first year, I was concentrating so much on all these new things we were learning, and maybe stuff that I had done before, like back squats and deads, but I was getting more confident because there's a coach there all the time, so I was getting more confident to go heavier, and I probably was, not focusing on me running and my cardio, and realised then when the summer came, we started doing more running outside, going, this should be easier, and it's not, focus so much on the new stuff.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I came into it kind of from like more of a weightlifting background. I had sort of played about with bodyweight moves, like pull-ups, and getting quite good at those and trying to get better at those. So I think that gives you I think if you come in from like a weight background, I think it does give you a better basis than a cardio one.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I think it takes longer to build strength, whereas you can build a bit of an engine, like especially if you're some way genetically gifted, you can build an engine pretty quickly for cardio. But I think having that bit of strength goes a long way, because it's probably more biased. I guess it depends on the program, but I think it is more biased towards strength than any other discipline. And not to mention that strength helps everything else come along. It gives you that platform to kind of work from. How long have you been doing CrossFit then?
I forgot was thinking that driving over the road here. I think I joined in winter 2018, and then obviously lockdown, we were all out for that period. But
so it was like kind of 2 years, 2 years to 2020, and then all kind of on and off
throughout lockdown. Yeah.
And you've built yourself like a bit of a home gym, have you?
Well,
I've trained in it.
Have you? Yeah. Would you call it home?
You can't deny it.
Yeah. Well, before lockdown, I had a kettlebell.
Nice. Single kettlebell.
So one single kettlebell, and one I made.
Oh, nice. Welder.
Yeah, it was actually it was like the spacer ring out of a hub of a gearbox, and the hub of a gearbox, like I think it weighed out like 12 kilos, so it was a proper shape and all.
Yeah.
During lockdown, struggling what to do, and bought a rig, and we had a treadmill actually. We had the treadmill, bought a rower, made a pull-up bar. What else? Got a box and wall ball, target, a few things. Yeah, you can do stuff at home, which is good.
You can just start building it all together. And do you prefer working out in like a group setting, like with other people, or do you prefer like on your own, just head down, turning music up? And
there's pros to that, because that's probably what I was used to doing before CrossFit. Was just going to the gym, putting the headphones on, and cranking the music up.
Yeah.
Good and loud, and it's a great way to get out of your head.
Yeah.
And for your mental health, if nothing else.
Yeah.
But if I had the option that I could only do one or the other, without a doubt, I'd train at the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, the atmosphere
and other people, and
even if you don't like pay attention to what other people are doing, just be in that environment and like
peripheral
vision,
seeing
you kind of
someone
see,
else.
or like,
Yeah.
or just seeing, just being aware of somebody is putting the effort in and putting
Yeah,
the shift
yeah.
in. And I even get that sometimes from clients. Like I'd be like, oh, I can't bother training today, and then like, I'll come in for the morning sessions and be training people, and they'll be beasting it, and I'll be like, well, I've got to train now. I've got to train now, you know, because like just inspires you and just like, well, if they're doing it and it's 6 a.m. then I'm gonna do it if it's, you know, later on. No, I think it definitely helps having somebody else. And I think certain workouts, like if you're doing like a WOD, like workout of the day, kind of CrossFit, like conditioning type workout, I think it's easier to do in a group setting than suffering together. I was chatting to some clients about that recently, compared to doing weight training, because you can do weight training on your own and you kind of know, right, I'm going up a wee bit today.
That's right.
And you can, it's easier to do it on your own, whereas I think just like, right, I'm going to do like Tabata on an air bike, like, you know what I mean? It's, you might do it, you might complete it, but I don't think it'll push as hard.
No, I think you're right.
And that's the purpose of it.
Tabata's good. I like Tabata, you know, if I've come home from work late and realised like it's 9 o'clock, I'm no way I'm heading to the gym now, or classes are all over. Yeah. I run down and go, 15 minutes of Tabata or something, just pick 3 things.
Do something.
It's great to get something banged out before you go to bed, but no, being in the gym is great for motivation. As you say, you're all suffering together and you're all doing echo bike something together.
Yeah. Misery loves company and all
that.
Yeah.
You see your mate beside you, he's about to get onto it and he's eyeballing you, you kind of keep going here.
Yeah. And
it's motivation.
We found even like recently doing like large group classes, like how if you pair people off in partner workouts compared to like individual or singular ones, because if you get someone who's not really that competitive, suddenly if they've got somebody else on their team, there's a different side of them comes out, and they go, oh, I don't want to let my mate down here, so I have to like push that a wee bit harder.
Right,
and someone who's like chilled, not the least bit competitive, suddenly is like, we've got to beat them over there, we've got to beat them. And it's kind of cool to see, like, just putting that extra 10% in.
It is, yeah.
How has it helped you, like, first of all physically, and then secondly mentally? Actually, answer them in any order you want to.
Physically, I've gained strength over the couple of years from CrossFit way quicker than I ever did training myself.
Yeah.
Gain new skills, you know, you learn to do pull-ups and toes to bar, and like even got muscle ups recently, a few.
Nice.
But still, you know, you learn new skills, and you can see there's always goals. You know, there's always something out there in the horizon you want to aim towards.
Yeah.
I think whenever you're just training yourself and going after work and going to the gym and taking out the wee book and going, it's Wednesday, so I do that. And last Wednesday I did that, and the Wednesday before I did that. There's no real gain a whole lot. As for your mental health, look, if you come home from work on a bad day and you're heading to the gym, once you put your headphones on, it's you can chill out, and that's good to get out of your own head. I sometimes think though, you know, if you've had a bad day, I could turn up like System of a Down or something really heavy, or off music too loud, and you can just get you into a bad place when you just. But what I like about CrossFit is you go to the gym, you throw your phone in the bag, you throw your phone in the car, you're in for 50 minutes, for that hour, you're in there, you pay attention to what's going on the board, the coach is giving you directions, you're dealing with your teammates, you know, your people, your classmates.
Yeah.
You focus 100% on that in your training. Nothing else. You not think, I should have said that, or I should have done that more, or did I remember to? Yeah. You know, or nothing else comes to your mind. That has your attention. Yeah. And that's kind of what I love about CrossFit.
Yeah, it's good for focusing the mind, it's not on something else. And because sometimes I think with social media, you know, we get into this habit of mindlessly scrolling. I think you told me recently you've put like a limit on your.
That's right.
You must get you to show me how to do that, because I can do with that. But like we get this mindset of just like scrolling constantly, and it distracts us. And suddenly we see this thing. I'm going to this rabbit hole, and I'm going down that rabbit hole.
Right.
I'm going to this story. I'm going to that story. Even if it's not social media, if it's just like a news feed or something, you know, like of actual news, you suddenly start going, oh, I must look up this, and before you know it, like you've got like 10 different things,
I know,
and you can't focus on any one thing. But I think it's really good actually if you're doing like something, say you're doing a heavy set of back squats, or say you're doing like a really grinding workout, like something that's really hard, heavy, and fast, sweaty, all the rest of it. That's what you can't really think of anything else. You can't afford to get distracted. Like you're just like in the zone, whether you want to be or not.
Once I get my heart rate up, I struggle to count. So just try to keep reps with 111. What?
Yeah.
What's next?
Yeah. Yeah, maths is a problem in this gym as well. There's a lot of
people forget to count reps.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, and some people have then have the cheek to question me counting the reps, and they think that I think, and I'm not even out of breath. But my maths has been questioned quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm quite good at counting sets, but reps.
Yeah.
Go either way, you know. Who are you sponsored by there? Who's your can?
It's I'm going to bring in the shots now. They don't pay me. So.
They don't pay you.
No, but maybe they should have.
Show it and then maybe they will pay you.
Yeah. This is Nocco. I don't actually know who makes it.
Is it good, bad, or what do you reckon?
It's full of caffeine. So it's pretty good. It's supposed to be pretty clean. I don't know. I like it. I don't like Red Bull. I don't like Coke. Well, I like Coke, but I don't like drinking Coke.
Yeah, it doesn't like you.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's supposed to be clean, so
yeah,
I buy it every now and again.
very good. What I meant to say, how did you actually get into doing CrossFit then? I forgot to ask you that. Did you just walk into the wrong door one day?
Yeah, I don't know.
Did a friend trick you into it?
I suppose I might be going to rewind a little bit further and go where I started, kind of training. I grew up through school doing no sports. Never played football, rugby. I tried out for the basketball team a couple of times. And being 5 foot nothing back then, you weren't going to be much use.
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's a long way up there.
The baggy shorts that all the guys wore were long trousers on me. You know. Didn't know sports through school. At my home house there was horses, so we rode out a lot and we did some show jumping and a little bit of cross country and stuff. But it's not really team sport, and there's not, you can be fat and get on a horse,
Poor horse.
Poor horse, yeah, but yeah, it wasn't that big. I decided, once I was driving at 17, I wanted to go to the gym and see what this was about, and I went to a local community centre gym, and it was tiny, brilliant back then, but like tiny to today's standards. And I was that intimidated when I walked in, didn't know what to do. So, all the weights and all the machines and treadmill, I'm sure I can run. And I remember going in the first day and I ran like a half mile and I was busted. I was probably 17, I would have been 9.5 stone, soaking wet, wearing my pyjamas. I just had no muscle mass whatsoever.
Yeah.
And realised, well, I have a long way to go. I went back the next day and maybe went a little bit further and just kept doing treadmill. Because it was kind of all the things I was afraid of. I was afraid of everything else, intimidated by everything else.
Yeah.
And I started seeing some of the leg machines, but maybe I'd give them a go because I suppose I'm doing lots of leg stuff, and started randomly trying them out.
Yeah.
And without realising, I'd started doing a long run, a long run, a short run.
Mm-hmm.
So after maybe 6 months or whatever it took me to build it up, I was doing a 5k one day and 8k the other day.
They both sound long to me.
Do they? Yeah, well, I did done a 4k, 5k, maybe an 8k.
Yeah.
And the day I did a 5k, I would do low weight and lots of sets of 18 reps for different things.
Why 18?
I don't know, pick this figure out of my head.
Why not 20 or 16?
I thought 20 was just too much.
Yeah, reps are funny sometimes.
I think it was actually following some board on the wall somewhere, I told you to build muscle mass or to do strength. And didn't really know what it meant. What's the difference strength and muscle mass? It's all just your legs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and then the days I did my longer run, I did shorter sets of 4 at a much higher weight.
Yeah.
And I did that for 2 years before I realised, this is actually, it was working, but I didn't really know that was the right thing to be doing.
Yeah.
I had no coaching. And actually tell you a funny story, because there was a Polish guy, Jan, who was the instructor in there. He was a brilliant guy. He was big muscle dude, and he said he came to me one day and he says, "Do you want me to show you around the machines?" And he did. I was kind of intimidated.
I thought you were going to do a Polish accent there.
No, I wasn't good about that.
I was wondering how Cavan's going to mix with
Is that what you're thinking about? Doing all this? Don't do it. He took me around the machines and he says, "I'm actually doing a course. If you want to join it, for men, it's only for men, so it'd be really good. And come back tomorrow night, it's whatever, for a couple of weeks." And I said, "No bother." And there was me. I was the only guy under 40 there, and there was these other 3 guys, dad bods, guys wearing their GA shorts for the first time since they were 17.
Yeah.
And he put us through our paces.
Yeah.
He properly put us through our paces, military style, roaring and shouting at us. And I was so naive. I've never done really anything sporty before.
Yeah.
Every time he shouted at me, I went harder. And I was doing extra reps because he was shouting at me whenever I was doing whatever we were doing, squatting. I was the end of the rep. Doing extra ones just because he was shouting at me.
Is that how Julie gets you to do housework? Just shouts at you?
She does. I can switch it off.
The harder she shouts at you, the faster you start cleaning stuff. Yeah.
You really don't know us that well. And I remember thinking, I'm really bad at this. I'm clearly really bad because he's shouting so much at me. I absolutely busted myself the first night. And I got out of the car and I was feeling so sick. And I drove out the road. It gets worse. Drove out the road and I was starting to get nauseous. I realised I'm going to have to pull in here. I'm definitely going to get sick. I pulled the car over the side of the road. It was like the Forest Park outside Bailborough Town. This wide entrance. I went to take my hand off the gear stick. My hand had cramped. Like my hand had cramped into a fist in the gear stick, and I couldn't get it off. And I started hypervent. Couldn't get my right hand off the steering wheel. My hand had cramped, and I pulled it off. And the hand just closed like a fist, tight. And my bicep closed up. And I got the door open and fell out and got sick.
On yourself.
on myself. And I walked
One
off.
hand like this.
The claws. Realised, you know, I don't care if that guy shouts at me next week, I'm not going to go that hard. Realised I'd overdone it big time. You know?
Week sore next day.
I was so sore. Couldn't lie straight in bed. And I went back the next day. He shouted at me, like, dead on, Jan. You shout all you want. My pace.
What's that? What's that? I can't hear you.
Oh, it's the hardest lesson I ever learned.
Oh, man.
It's really scared me.
Yeah.
But after that, I just did like conventional gyms and moved into Skillen for work, and knew a guy up there, Richard Linton, opened a gym called Push, and probably because I knew him, he was more confident. He showed me around, showed me all the machines, and joined some of his classes. Really liked class orientation because someone would lead you, and you can't focus, and there's something to do, and you kind of can walk in yourself. You don't think some days, and I don't feel like it. You had your notepad to do back squats, you end up doing calf raises for 20 minutes while you're flicking through a face bit.
And to be fair, with calf raises, you probably could still take your face at the same time.
I'll go home now. I've done enough. You know, I've done my half hour. You know.
Yeah. Take the box.
So I like class for that reason.
Yeah.
And then I was moved up to Portadown and get a side in them, but found the rugby club really good gym. Guy doing, he's grunting himself in the mirror. Must see us around there constantly. Yeah. I was at that gym for a couple of years, probably 3 years. And I don't know what happened. Julie loves doing boot camps. Yeah. She hopscotched around every different gym in the area doing a boot camp, and she tried 80-20 CrossFit in Portadown. She said it's brilliant, you love it. And I did a boot camp, and the rest is history. I loved it. So
good fun. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Going ever since.
Yeah.
Very good. Do you have any, like, over the years you've been training CrossFit, do you have any good technique or training tips that anyone shared with you, or you've figured out yourself?
No.
None at all?
No.
Nothing?
At the beginning, I couldn't get cleans. Couldn't do it clean.
Yeah.
And I was really frustrated that even the coaches were like, I don't know who, one of them had said, you know, if you can deadlift X and you can, you know, front squat Y, you know, this is an aim for your clean, and I was getting like nowhere near it.
Yeah.
I was so frustrated that I think I was struggling with like 30 or 40 kilos. The bar was out here, and I was crashing onto my shoulders. And
was it technique, or was it
technique?
Was it the weight of it you couldn't nail down, or
I couldn't go up in weight because I could maybe through bad technique get 30 or 40 kilos onto my shoulders, and then somehow miss my chin every time. But you know, it was by luck I was catching, not by technique.
Yeah.
And I got some PT in with one of the coaches, Josh McCullough, and he's absolutely brilliant. And for half an hour, he just put me through my paces with like a nylon pipe, you know, no bar, just. It was a muscle memory, just teaching the different positions, and every time he was like catch position, set up position, and hang, and every he'd correct me, like physically pushed me into the correct position. I was thinking, this is stupid, I could have done this at home. Yeah. And see, by the end of the hour, I was clean at 60. Yeah. You know, it's like, wow, this is just like that, just through technique. I thought there's something to this, you know, there's technique, this isn't strength.
It's true, yeah.
I suppose I had a shoulder injury, I never said that. A shoulder injury, it kind of niggled me for years, but really stiff. And got physio on a couple of times. The guy even said, you've lost reach in that arm. Like he put me in poses like this, and like my right arm was like an inch short of where it should be, you know. And he gave me exercise, you know, what are you doing? And he said, you've lost mobility in that arm.
What actually happened? Did you get diagnosed, or?
Yeah, I hurt my neck, and I think I held my neck shoulder up for a long time for a sore neck.
Yeah.
And so much so, even work, I remember, like, if I was doing something overhead with my right arm, I'd have climbed up on something to use my left arm, or climbed up on something that I could use my arm in this motion instead of having to be out here, because I just lost all power. I was really sharp shooting pain through it. And I think I learned through CrossFit that movement will heal stuff, because I knew when I started CrossFit there's no way I'll be able to do these kitten pull-ups. There's no way I can do 3 or 4, probably I have the strength to do 3 or 4, and they get sore after that, so I'll never be able to do any more than that. And 2 years later, like, I can now do bad, keeping pull-ups. You know what I mean? I thought,
Are you buying it out?
how was this happening? You know,
Yeah.
it's just, and there was no physio, there was no, just moving,
Yeah.
just doing wall balls and shoulder press and push press stuff.
Yeah.
It came good, you know.
Just consistency.
Consistency,
really.
yeah.
It's probably it's probably the simplest tip, but it's probably the most effective tip you can do for most things. Is be consistent. Yeah. Just move it regularly.
And I think I learned then that there's good pain and bad pain.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
There's bad pain.
That's
like,
a great point.
That was very sharp and very sudden.
Yeah.
That wasn't good.
Yeah.
But that's achy and dully, and if I keep moving, it's fading.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's, you know, it's...
Yeah. Yeah, like, I think that's something that if you're not used to exercising, you need to realise really quickly is that what the difference between good pain and bad pain is, because people come in with this mindset, it's like a predominant mindset of no pain, no gain. Yeah. And it's like, well, you get your arm cut off, and that would be bad. You know, like, it's not good if you get a really bad injury. So not all pain's equal, and if it's joint pain, it's usually not a good thing. If it's muscle pain, that's normal, and it's kind of to be expected. But yeah, identifying and knowing when there's an injury, the difference between an injury and pain. Yeah. Sometimes that's hard to distinguish between, but I think the more you move and the more you get to know your own body, I think those things kind of present themselves, and you know then the difference between them.
I suppose I have very little faith in physiotherapists and chiropractors for years, to be honest.
We've got quite a big audience of those, so you don't want to offend them.
Yeah, well, I don't care. I think if you're a good one, there's some merit to it.
There's good ones, bad ones.
That's right, yeah, it's good bus drivers and bad bus drivers. I did learn after a couple of years, you know, I'd go to some physio in the hospital for my shoulder. He was like, you move around up and down there a couple of times, that'll cure it. That's not very helpful, you know, but I went to like a sports therapy guy in Lurgan. He put me through my paces, and the exercise he'd give me seemed to work, and whenever I was moving, that's the exact area that was sore. I'm feeling it during that exercise, you know, so it's clearly getting the right area.
No, I think there's some are better than others, you say, and there's some are more versed in certain areas than others. Some, especially someone that if they're into sports and activity and moving themselves, they're the type of physio I want to go see, because they know what it likes to be told, oh, I just want you to rest for 6 weeks. Like if you tell someone who doesn't like to move in the first place, is maybe quite overweight, they've got, you know, chronic pain, inflammation, all those sort of things, you tell them to go and sit, like when they hear rest, they think, oh great, I can get sitting on the sofa and watch Netflix for 6 weeks. Whereas if someone who is into exercising themselves, they give you professional advice and they say, no, you can rest, just don't work that joint. Maybe don't do any pressing. Still go for jogs, walks, you know, you still do maybe some pulling exercises, you can do squats, you can do all sorts of other things. Don't let that stop you. Those are the type of physios that I want to see, because I want to keep moving, you know. If you stop everything, it's not going to be good. No, it's not going to be a positive outcome. But yeah, no, I think you're right. There's, you know, some physios as well are, maybe they're better with shoulders and other ones are better with knees. I think it depends on their experience, like everything else. If you're, it's like going to a mechanic, you know, and someone who's good, a mechanic who's good with electronics compared to someone who's maybe good with buses, you know, just completely different areas, obviously. But I think you can find out who those people are and then go to them. What was I going to say? I was going to ask you, do you have any, you mentioned cleans, but do you have any favourite exercises, or maybe I should say any exercises that you hate less than others?
I kind of love venting with the barbell. Once I see lots of barbell stuff, I'm happy. Don't really like rowing.
Rowing?
Oh, can't keep moving. We have a row at home, and I probably put my ass on it 4 times. I really, really hate it.
If you put on loads of weight, you'll like it more.
Is that right?
Because you get faster at it.
Yeah, I'd rather run. I used to get the treadmill, you know.
Than rowing.
Just can't stand rowing. There's something else. I don't like those Russian twists. Just don't feel good.
I think they're a terrible name. I have that discussion with clients all the time and class members, but I think Russian twist gives the idea that you want to be like loading up with a ball or with some sort of weight. It constitutes the idea of like twisting. Your lower back.
It's not designed to twist.
Well, the lower back's not designed to twist under load, and a lot of people already have lower back issues over the age of 30. So doing that movement is not a good sign. Now, I like doing modifications of them. I include them sometimes in classes, and what we do, I try and teach people to keep their core tight rather than twisting their lower back. Try and move the weight, so move the ball side to side rather than twisting their back, because it never ends well. Very rarely anyway. There's a lot of people that have hurt themselves with that, and they're like, how do you feel the Russian twist? Yeah, back's really feels it there. It's like, it's not the right answer.
It's going to take 2 Panadol before I continue the WOD, you know?
Yeah, that's not what you want. You want to make sure that it's going to be good for your core rather than, so you can do core exercises and do them wrong, but yeah, Russian twists they can be a problem. And else?
Echo bike. Oh, I can't stand echo bike.
Oh man, the amount of enemies I've made in here with that echo bike.
Oh, it's just like it's like the devil's tricycle, isn't it? It's called.
Yeah. There's one guy's threatened to put it on eBay. He's threatened to throw it in the river. He's done he's threatened all sorts.
And these are the coaches, is it?
And then there's a class member who's just threatened to get rid of it. He just does not like it. Yeah, Echo's pretty good. What about you ever tried Bulgarian split squats?
No.
Oh, you gotta try them.
What's that?
I'll show you later. They're good.
We do jumping split squats.
Yeah, you kind of elevate. It's like a lunge, but you elevate your back foot.
Oh right, okay. I think we have done that.
They're horrendous. Like if you go heavy enough and enough reps, like they will kill you. Again, made lots of enemies in here with those. Yeah, that's probably the biggest complaint I would get in here. What about? Did you ever try like barbell hip thrusts? You ever try them?
Yeah, I've done them. Yeah.
Yeah. Some people like they're fine. I think they're fine.
They're alright. Yeah. I wouldn't get excited about them.
Anything
I
else?
like snatches.
You like snatches?
I like to do snatches.
Yeah. Barbell or dumbbell?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Prefer both of them. What about? What else? Oh, cleans.
I like cleans now. Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. Is it? Anything else you like?
I like running. Like when the summer comes, you know, there's a bit of running outside. It's always good.
Yeah.
I got a weight vest during lockdown. I thought I was suddenly like Matt Fraser and doing no journeys at all. Yeah.
Brilliant. I was gonna say, do you have anything that you ever really struggled with something in training and then someone gave you like a magic tip? Like you're saying about cleans. Is that the biggest thing? So I remember I really struggled with muscle ups, like doing like ring muscle ups.
Really, yeah.
And I could do pull ups, could do dips in the rings, I could do all those things, but I could not put them together. And it's Bobby Little actually. He was like, just like do this, and then magic, absolute
really,
magic. Yeah. Literally, it was literally simple as like raise your legs and lean into it at the top. And I was like, ta-da!
Just clicks,
just like that. And I was like, I struggled for ages, and I could stack together the pull-ups, could stack together the dips, but it was so frustrating not to be able to get that one transition.
I struggled big time with skipping because I never skipped in my life.
Oh, double unders. Or just skipping in general.
Skipping in general, I just couldn't skip.
Yeah.
Whenever you see it in the workout, no. This will ruin my workout because I spend most of the time standing swearing at the rope and kicking it and trying to untangle someone, get a knot in it. And
it's something like as well. The more frustrated you get with it, the more frustrated you get with it. Like, as it gets worse, you get tight and you get annoyed. And
that's very true.
Yeah,
after a year, I'm flying with skipping. Now I can't do double unders, you know. So I'm just breaking just on that point at the minute where I can get 2 and 3 and then lose it again and 2 and 3. So it'll come.
No, it's just practice. I remember I had a couple of clients actually. Funny story, and they were both training together. It wasn't long after I started, and they were skipping from part of the workout. And one of them, like, he was a bit shorter, but he was amazing. He could just, he'd bang out, just single unders, but he was banging them out. His mate, he was a bit taller, and he was hating life. Like he got the pipe, was just flung it across the room, and his mate was still skipping it, but he laughing his head off while still skipping, and then
really
he'd try again. Yeah, he would just like get so tight and get angry with the rope. So yeah, it was really funny to watch. But I struggled with double unders as well for years, and no matter how many tips people gave me, I still couldn't get them.
Yeah.
And then someone told me one time, try doing a single, then a double, then a single, then a double.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, try and put that together. There's one time I went outside. I was like, I'm going to do 1,000 double unders. And I'm not coming in until I do 1,000, right?
That's still be it.
It took me it took me 40 minutes, but I just kept chipping away at them. And it was freezing cold. It was like minus something. It was really cold, and my calves the next day. Oh,
really, yeah.
But
1,000. Wow.
I've already done any since then. But
you've done your quota for life.
Got the skill, and then forgot about it.
You should have videoed it then. Whenever clients can't do it, this is what you got to do here.
Just keep watching.
Yeah, keep watching.
It gets good here. It gets good. It gets good. It gets skip forward.
Around 900's good. Yeah.
No, they got worse. But like I should say that I included failed ones as well. Like they weren't all the successful ones. So soon minded up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how I got the cut to it. What about like how disciplined are you whenever it comes to nutrition? Because nutrition is the one thing a lot of people struggle with. Like they love the training, they can dedicate themselves to that, but nutrition
and sleep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty dedicated as in I won't skip meals, and there's never days I'm under what I should have eaten. I'd sooner fill myself full of junk than be hungry.
Yeah.
which is probably a problem. Julie's pretty good at making good dinners and good nutritious dinners, and like there's meat and veg in every meal. You know,
all the good stuff. Yeah.
Julie loved broccoli for breakfast.
What?
Yeah, she loved broccoli and eggs for breakfast.
Broccoli and eggs. Like,
Yeah.
You know, that's not a joke.
No, I'm not joking. Yeah, she does have broccoli and eggs for breakfast.
How does she cook them? Like, how does?
I'm not up that early. I just eat them on the plate. I'm pretty sure they're warm. Like I doubt it's raw broccoli. She's weird then.
Yeah.
She's probably spoiled. I'd say it's leftover broccoli from the night, dinner the night before.
Yeah.
Too much for lunches and she throws in the plate.
The dog didn't want it.
No, dogs only greens. No. Dogs are carnivores now.
It's one of my dogs just love broccoli. He would eat it raw. See if you get into the fridge whenever there's broccoli,
Yeah.
you just devour it. I was a bull mastiff too, which is
my Roddy picks out carrots out of his food. He can pick them, leave them, you know.
He leaves them.
He leaves them, yeah.
I think my brother Alan, he was the same.
I think he picks out Rottweilers, does he?
I think he picks out onions, carrots, any vegetables basically.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit mad.
Some people not the size he is, not eating vegetables, you know.
Well, it just shows you all those things.
Animals,
all those things our parents told us were lies.
Yeah,
if you don't eat your vegetables, you'll never grow big and strong. Alan just disproved that. So you know, yeah. So you're.
I realise that sleep's really important.
Yeah.
And I'm not that good. I'm a natural night owl, so I tend to be up at night, bombing around 11:30, still doing something instead of going to my bed.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty good at nutrition. If I'm hungry, I eat junk, which is the problem because I don't do good prep work myself.
Would you eat breakfast? Like what would your normal?
Oh, always eat breakfast. Yeah, always breakfast. Usually either if not eggs, I'll have porridge.
Yeah.
And I don't like protein shakes. I don't like protein in anything, but you put a scoop of protein in your porridge and it disappears. You know, and you don't know you're eating it.
Would you have it in? Yeah,
there's a scoop of protein in the porridge.
Wait, if you
It just kind of holds me longer.
Do you put the porridge in the microwave or do you stir it in like the?
Yeah, but I don't put the protein in the microwave.
No, denature it. I was gonna say another good way to get extra protein in. My wife does this actually. I think I'm still a bit dubious about it, but she puts egg white in it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
The porridge.
Yeah, but you have to do it in the hob because if you do it like in the microwave, it comes out like a fried egg.
Yeah,
part of it like egg white. So that's not a good way. Just mix it in with it as you're stirring it up on the hob. So, what about like lunch and dinners? You pretty good like that way? You're pretty on point.
Well, kind of protein-rich porridge in the morning or eggs and toast.
Yeah.
First break, I'd usually have like a packet of like nuts. I love salty stuff. So crisps would be my downfall normally. So I always try and get like a little lunchbox. I put like a little bit of salted peanuts into it, and then like twice the amount of like unsalted peanuts or trail mix with it. And like some bit of yogurt and some bit of fruit. That's first break, and then lunch is always like leftover dinner from the day before. Like Julie makes 4 portions every night, so like there's the next day is
such a great way to see
it's like something beef, there'd be beef or chicken, and at lunch every day and veg and teas, something similar again. That's lasagnas, shepherd's pies, but like the meat to potato ratio will be.
Which way is it? Is it
swayed? It's swayed towards meat always.
Yes, I love that. That's the right answer.
We were on holidays last week. We were in Dubrovnik, and the buffet in our hotel was amazing.
Yeah.
And all the Europeans were looking at me, and now this plate was just mounted. And Thursday night, Judy was even shaking her head. What have you had? You realise that like I had a plate of veg, and I had a piece of fish, 2 slices of turkey, and 5 slices of venison.
Wow, venison and everything.
It was beautiful.
That is a buffet. Wow.
I was sitting with the meat sweat straight.
But you didn't regret it.
No.
Venison at a buffet. Like,
it was fantastic.
That is a buffet. Like
it wasn't like a real fancy hotel. I was surprised with seeing it. Is that right? Yeah, give me all them.
I'm going to cheap buffets. Give me pork and chicken and stuff. Yeah. And like prawns and all that crack. You gotta stack up the meat, haven't you? It's always good. I like buying it in bulk now and then slicing it up myself and then putting it in the freezer and just eating away at it. Just love it.
We have turkey rashers quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think they're bland, but they're a good way of putting protein on the plate.
Yeah. And as a substitute for normal bacon.
I never fried chicken in my life. Like, I got married.
No.
And suddenly now I fry chicken all the time. Like for a snack, I just fry cut up a chicken breast and put in the pan and do a slice of toast and put cheese on. And there's a slice,
Perfect. Yeah, as good as that. Do you have like a favourite, like a go-to, like a favourite meal or favourite type of food?
I probably love Irish breakfast, just like
fry.
Just loads of eggs with it.
Eggs,
I always ask for like extra eggs, the fry. But probably if I was at home, I would just do something chicken, some seasoning, toast, and cheese and loads of sauces on it.
Yeah. Eggs are so filling, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I did an experiment recently. I went to the fridge one day, and I normally try to have like bacon and eggs together, just like a couple of slices of bacon, like four eggs.
Bacon's pretty fatty, like natural bacon. Like
it is, but it's not actually that high in calories, like relatively speaking.
Okay.
Compared to you could probably have like a 400 or 500 calorie breakfast or meal, and you got 2 slices of bacon and four eggs or whatever. But I did an experiment. There's one day I went to the fridge and there was no eggs, so I was like, oh, just got like I have to have extra bacon then. And I got hungry quicker in the day than I whenever I left the eggs out compared to if I had like eggs with it or just eggs on its own. So they definitely are such a good satiety eating food, I think.
No eggs.
No, they're brilliant.
But the point I was actually going to make there, you said about sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I'd be a bit of a natural night owl. I'm not that good at getting me 8 hours sleep, but I used to do shift work. The maintenance man in the factory, and I realised that I was 10.5 stone no matter what I did, no matter what I ate and how much I trained. And I remember taking an experiment one time. It's definitely going to put on some bulk, and I was force feeding myself, morning, noon, and night. I was force feeding myself, training 5 times a week. Got up to like 11 stone, and once I relaxed it, it just fell off.
Yeah,
disappeared again.
Yeah,
because I was doing night shifts and weekends and working more hours maybe than I should have been as well.
Yeah.
And now like doing night shift, working through the day, getting 2 or 3 hours sleep and go back into work.
Yeah.
It was just as soon as my job changed, I went off. I started doing a day job.
Yeah.
Without any effort, I put on a stone.
Yeah, just like that.
Just like that, like over a couple of months.
Yeah. It's mad, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. Yeah. I think there was nothing changed but sleep. I was still training 3 or 4 times a week. Sleeping similar.
So I was going towards building muscle.
Yeah.
Probably rather than just being used to
run
keep
the body.
you awake.
Yeah.
I that was probably my downfall early on. Whenever I was like early 20s, was like I was eating loads, like eating well, but like at uni and stuff, I just didn't sleep very much.
Like partying where your cowboy hat.
Just didn't go to bed really. It wasn't even that. I didn't even drink alcohol. Like I wasn't that wild around, but I just didn't sleep enough. And then, like you would be training 5 or 6 days a week, and like eating like a horse, and just again it was a struggle to try and keep the weight up or put the weight on. And I remember like fighting so hard to get to like 15 stone, and now it's a fight to stay under 15 stone or around 15 stone.
But your metabolism changes once you cross like 20
and get lazier.
28.
And get lazier.
Yeah.
I think I did an episode there like last week about NEAT, so non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So basically everything you do is not exercise. So whether it's taking the dog for a walk, putting the washing out, fixing your car, blah blah blah, all those sort of things, and we generally just stop doing a lot of those things as we get older. Believe it or not, we're just on the go more as we are when we're younger, and then as we age, we find all sorts of ways to try and if I do this, I'll not have to do this. And it all adds up.
Have a dog, don't have to walk it.
Yeah,
things like that.
Just get rid of it. Give it the neighbour. Yeah, just open the cage and let it out and let it go. It's mad. They've done a study there recently. It's quite a major study. It's like tens of thousands of people in it, and they found that our metabolism, though it slows down every year, it's such a small percentage wise of what they find is actually we just do less. So that's why it slows down. That's the biggest contributing factor rather than a year on. And
I suppose you lose muscle mass then as well.
Lose muscle mass as well. It's harder to keep muscle mass on, which is active tissue. Yeah, so there's all those sort of things. What about, do you have any fitness heroes or do you have any influences that you kind of people you look up to or you admire?
Yeah, excuse me. I like your guy Ant Middleton.
Yeah.
The SAS guy.
Just for his beard?
Just for his beard, yeah. Just imagine stroking it,
Oh, so lush, so lush.
What does he use? Yeah.
Some sort of special beard oil, I would imagine. You should really...
Tears of Unicorn or something, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've listened to a couple of his books, and I just like some of his training regimes. And your guy Bear Grylls is actually really good as well, because both of them are, what's the way? Like they're not one bit orientated around like six pack and the vanity muscles, and like Bear Grylls always says 15-18% body fat is perfect. Yeah. For
sustainable.
To be sustainable,
healthy.
it's healthy. Yeah. And you need to have that on you for
Survival.
Functional fitness and survive. I know what things he does. He's out cold plays as well. Yeah. But you get Ant as well. He talks about that. He's like, nobody, like I've never trained to have a 6-pack as a goal. I've trained for if I'm climbing a mountain, I need strength and stamina. So I need to focus on training around the functionality as opposed to the aesthetics of it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that, because one of the things he said was he was cover of Men's Health magazine, and he kind of said it was never his thing, but his publisher said it'd be really good for you. You know, get you some work out of it. You should do it, and he did it. Going by their schedule, and he wasn't in good shape for it, and he wasn't kind of the way maybe he felt he would have wanted to be. And you know, he was probably the first guy on their cover that wasn't ripped.
Yeah.
And he got slated for it online. You know, he was this fat dude. You know what I mean? Covered in tattoos, and he's old. And a couple of years later, then he was asked to do it again, and he goes, it wasn't a deliberate effort to train for it. He happened to be coming from training from Everest or something, and he happened to be leaner. You know, because less calories in his diet for the last time. And he says like they loved it because he was so ripped and looked good. And I remember saying like the ant from 2 years ago that was carrying a little bit more, he would have kicked his ass 2 years later.
Stronger.
He says I was definitely far stronger and far fitter and more endurance whenever I was carrying that a little bit more than I was when I was so much leaner. You know, and people forget that. People see a 6 pack. Oh, you must be strong. You've got a 6 pack. It's like I don't know what a ball.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy how weak people can be who have a 6 pack. You know, I mean that's sometimes that's. I'm not saying that everyone has a 6 pack this week. I'm saying there's a lot of people who have 6 packs, and you'd be surprised how weak they are.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's kind of like a skinny 6 pack.
It is, yeah. I have a photo from back when I was 21, I think, the Philippines on that trip to the Philippines. I think you were on it, and there's a picture of me on a boat, and I remember someone passing remark on some of the mates. You were in good shape back then. Really, I was actually on the verge of death. I was that thin. Do you know what I mean? I was like lack of sleep and lack of nutrition, and I was like my abs were coming out from here, but they weren't from. There was nothing anywhere else.
we're just eating mangoes and bananas.
That's right. Yeah, working 14-hour days and
digging.
Yeah, digging.
I remember I was like coming around seeing you like digging like a. It's like a, what was it? It was
like a septic tank. Like waving the shovel out, and like if you pulled out the shovel, it would be about that deep.
Like, we're dead. We're going.
He's down there somewhere. It looked really probably the fact I'm not anything more than 5'8". So.
It's deep, look deeper than it
really
was.
Really deep. Yeah. 8 foot down here. Is it?
Yeah. No, I remember that. Yeah, no, it's so true. Like a good example is, have you heard of Ross Edgley? Do you know who that is?
I heard the name. I can't.
So he does all these crazy like physical feats. Like he climbed up a rope so many times. He calculated how many times he had to climb this 15-foot rope to get to the height of Everest, and he did it in a 24-hour period. He just kept climbing it. His hands were shredded to pieces. He did all these crazy things. He pulled a Mini Cooper around Silverstone track for 26.2 miles, like went to the marathon, like just pulled it. But for like, he done another thing. He swam around the British Isles there a couple of years ago. Just like swam. He never came on shore. He just came on board a boat, got a few hours sleep, went back on sleep, and he did it like in 3 or 4 months or something like that. But he got so heavy to do that. Like he put on so much weight to do it, like fat. Because he kind of needed it, and he needed to build muscle. He needed to have all that sort of robustness, and he kind of was testing out different scientific theories that he was familiar with to see is his theory correct, and he said did it help him, because if he'd lost loads of weight and was really thin, he doesn't think he'd have done it. He doesn't think he'd have made it.
Yeah.
But you should see, like, there's actually a video documentary on it, like I know, like 20 or 30 short parts to it. It's worth watching though, just to kind of see how much heavier he was compared to some of his other stuff. It's crazy though. He just manipulates his body so much all the time, but he always has it done for a purpose. He's usually pretty good shape, but it's not like he goes like fully huge. Just lets himself go. He's always training. But it's a good example. Like you can be really like lean and ripped, like for those magazines and Men's Health and all that crap. But or you can be yourself. But for the other 50 weeks in the year.
That's right, yeah.
Or like 364 days of the year.
The guy David Goggins is pretty good as well.
Yeah. He's got it up here too, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
Or maybe he doesn't have it up here.
I don't know what's going up there, but there's either enough luck going on up there or nothing.
Yeah, very little. Yeah.
I kind of sometimes think, would you really listen to like an hour of his video, but if you listen to 5 minutes, you can flip out. I get off my ass and do something here. He's really motivating,
I know. So they got that Polish lad that trained you, like.
Jan shout. Yeah, I'll definitely do more. Extra reps. Yeah, you're right, Jan.
Yeah. Unless I make myself sick.
I funny I didn't tell him that. Yeah, I thought he might have got some satisfaction out of him.
Yeah, like. Yes.
I trained wrong last week. I was sick.
I'm ready to. If anyone trains with me and they could tell me they were sick afterwards, I'm like, no, like you're not supposed to do that. Like I don't think it's a positive thing to be sick after working out.
It's like Pukey the Clown from.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's a good thing.
Have you ever been sick after training?
No, I used to get sick after playing indoor football sometimes.
Just because you lost?
I don't know. I don't know if it was because of sleep. I don't know if it was because of sleep deprivation, or it was because it wasn't eating enough, or it got dehydrated, or I was really unfit. I actually don't know what the reason
I think
was.
I'd be sick if somebody asked me to do winter football.
Yeah, no, I used to get a headache a few hours later and
really?
just like, yeah, vomiting like all night.
I've been sick a couple of times, but usually trained in the heat. You know, usually for away on holidays, when you go in to train somewhere that you're not used to.
Yeah, you feel it.
Feel it, yeah.
I think I know that's actual. I think that's dehydration sometimes though. I think there's other factors at play maybe rather than just you trained really hard or you worked out. Sometimes I think it is though. You're not used to the heat and you're like, am I supposed to feel like this? Or am I supposed to be this warm? I think a mistake a lot of people make as well is whenever they sweat, they try and wipe the sweat off. And that's your cooling system. That's like your body's way of keeping you cool whenever you're in a warm environment. So like wiping the sweat off is like turning your aircon down whenever you're roasting.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah, because that layer of moisture in your skin, you pick up like a wee breeze, and that helps to cool you. That's like your cooling system. So if you keep like wiping the sweat off, you're gonna get more and more dehydrated, and you're gonna.
You gotta keep it out of your eyes though, because everything you're
sweatband, 80 sweatband, man.
Ah, don't know.
No, if anyone could pull it off,
I think I could wear. Why is the big forehead? What are you trying to say?
I can't talk. And like I suppose I can do like body confidence and stuff like that. Like when it comes to because there's such a push now for guys to look a certain way. I know girls have had it for years, but I think now it is as well. With social media, there's guys there's a pressure on them to be big or to be lean or to be ripped or to be whatever.
I can't stand all that crap. To tell you the truth, I really have no time for it. And I don't like the way it makes certain guys. You see younger guys, the way it makes them feel. I remember dealing with like apprentices in our place over the years and talking about can't go for the fry this morning, guys. Going holidays next week. I want to be. What is wrong with you?
I know.
What do you care what people think?
I know.
It's your body. It's yours.
Know.
Like I'm 5'8" now, and going through school I was small kid and light. And I was very aware of how small I was, non-sporty I was, and wimpy kid. But it's not about fighting the dog. It's not about the size of the dog.
I know.
I just can't get my head around that mentality. Because since I suppose learned some lessons, grew into adulthood, and did some training, and training's great for confidence as well.
Yeah.
At no point did I ever feel, I need to be bigger. I need to be more muscular. I need to be. In fact, I think that's probably why I focus more on the strength training. I just like my fit to be capable, and I don't want to be. See, if ever guys to me over the year, I remember working on building sites. Oh, look at that wee fella, wee pipsqueak, and you can say that all you want. That's fine because I know I'm capable. It doesn't bother me. I mean, realise that at the end of the day, I'm still the little guy with the slates in my back running up and down the ladder, and you're puffed out. So it doesn't bother me. I have no time for that. But I think social media is a lot of pay for all that.
I think it's been about before. Like I remember, like I grew up wanting to be bigger. I suppose I was quite skinny. I grew up kind of like 6 foot, plus 6 foot over 6 foot instead of 11 stone. So
right,
I was like, and I didn't put any weight. And I was like, this is different.
It's all about it.
Different altitude and atmosphere. So like I worked really hard, trying like
really,
but I suppose like if there's an insecurity in someone already, it doesn't matter what shape they get into until they kind of deal with that insecurity and get confidence in their body and what they're not in their body or what their body looks like, but what their body can do. So whether it's getting becoming a good runner or becoming good at CrossFit or learning new skills or lifting heavy or whatever. I think there's confidence comes from that, and you can overcome a lot of insecurities.
Yeah, you're right.
Just from gaining that confidence in what your body can actually achieve. And other people might have their opinion. They might look at think make assumptions, but whenever you are actually getting better and you're getting better.
That's right, yeah.
You have it, you know within yourself, and you don't really care what anyone else thinks.
You have to be your own judge.
Just not care what people think. I think it's massive.
You can't put any value on someone else's words because once they're out, they're gone.
Yeah. And they don't mean anything.
Of course, yeah. They only mean something once you put value to them.
Yeah.
I listened to that all through school about wee fella and pipsqueak, and whenever I was at the final year, there was first years, same height as me.
Yeah.
And I knew, what, nothing's going to change. I'm never going to be a really tall guy.
Yeah.
But maybe the time I was 18, 19, 20, excuse me, I started gaining a bit of strength and really boosted my confidence. And I don't need to be.
Yeah.
I remember I had a booster seat, a cushion in my first car.
Yeah.
At 17, I was short.
Yeah.
And like a cushion under I could put a seat cover over it. The seat's tall in that car, lad. Just keep it covered. And then after a while, say what you want.
Yeah.
Guess,
Who cares?
Who cares,
Yeah. I think as well, like, it matters who it comes from as well sometimes.
Of course it does, yeah.
So say, like, it's your parents or your spouse and they care about you and they want the best for you. So say that they notice you're either getting really, really abnormally thin, and you're putting on extra weight, and they'll maybe have a word with you in love and in care, because they want the best for you. It's not because they're trying to make fun of you or like to hurt you. It's because they genuinely. Whereas there's other people who might want to make fun of you or like say you're whatever. Those people don't matter, and their opinion doesn't matter. Whereas if someone like who's in your immediate family actually cares about you, is not trying to rip you out, I think that matters more.
I read a book, Jack Donovan, talks about his tribe. He's cared deeply about your tribe. Outside your tribe, don't give one fiddler. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, absolutely. What would you say to someone who's listening, maybe they've never experienced training before, or maybe they've only ever tried like a traditional gym, as we talked about, and they never went back, maybe they tried it, didn't like it, never went back. What do you think like CrossFit or that type of training can offer them, or that type of gym can offer them, that experience?
I suppose I've discovered, I suppose, from my working life, been around guys in a trade, seeing guys getting older, and like I think of a couple of guys in my family and in my circle. I think of one in particular that would have never set foot in a gym in his life, but he's in his 70s and he's working. He's still working.
Yeah.
And he's as fit and as strong as guys that I know that are in their 40s that I work with.
Yeah.
All because he moves every day.
Yeah.
He goes up a ladder and he's an electrician and he moves every day and eats normally and he doesn't abuse himself. And what shape is he going to be in his 80s?
Yeah.
He's going to be living on his own and he's not going to need a Zimmer frame and God forbid an injury or something. But that investment in his health that he's taken in younger years stands to him.
Yeah.
And that's without training. That's just from a physical job. What I think about functional fitness and functional movement that I've learned through CrossFit. You learn more than you do in a conventional gym. I think go to a conventional gym, maybe just the ones I've went to, you learn to pick up the heavy thing and put it down. You do it again, and you hurt yourself, stop. And if it's sore, give it a break for a day and go again. But you're learning very little, I think. You're looking for a result. As CrossFit, I think in our CrossFit gym, the coaches are brilliant, and they bring you up with the whiteboard and they explain the movement, and you get Stickman Drew, and they're explaining the mechanics of your body, and you can well learn something,
Yeah, like Stickman to the extent of my artist.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's as far as it goes.
But you learn a new skill, and you can never learn enough. You're going to be learning till the day, so learning new skills is always good. It's an investment in yourself, even if you don't like it, you don't enjoy it at the beginning. Moving's good. It's like brushing your teeth. I don't particularly think I can't wait to brush my teeth.
Get out of bed and brush your teeth in the morning.
But you do it because I want to have these teeth. They've got to last my lifetime. So I'm going to rub here.
Yeah, it's an investment of your time, but it's an investment that pays off.
Exactly. Yeah. And you'll find something that you enjoy doing. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't do sport. I don't do football or Gaelic or rugby or basketball or badminton. But I like climbing, going a bit of hiking. Yeah. And go up around the mornings, and we couldn't do that if I hadn't got some stamina and some muscle in our legs, and we'd find some of the walks we've done, they're maybe 8 hours. Yeah. Maybe you couldn't do that if it wasn't as fit. You'll find something you enjoy doing.
Yeah. So well, I suppose that's a good thing as well about a variety of exercises, is that even if you hit 99% of them, you'll find, good, you get to do snatches.
That's right.
You hit running, but at least you get to do snatches.
That's right.
Hit rowing, but at least you get to do snatches.
The things you hit are character building too.
Yeah, as you said, it humbles you, but it also it improves you, and you get better at it without even realising it. I think sometimes you will notice it, like say you go up a mountain, you're like, oh, I can breathe. My chest isn't tightening up.
I didn't die, I like that feeling.
Yeah, existence is nice. No, absolutely. We have a tradition here that guests give us a joke before they leave, because I try to give a joke of the week every time. Do you have one for us?
I read all of them before and you said they're really inappropriate. I thought the transvestite one was quite funny. But
no.
Can't repeat Ricky Gervais one, no.
No, can't repeat that one. Facebook will pull it.
Will it?
Yeah. There's censors.
Let's see. I was in the park and I was watching the frisbee. I was getting bigger and bigger, and then it hit me.
That's so bad. At the start, I was like, "Is this one like a true story from your life?" But then, no, I knew that was going. That's so bad.
I used to have a handle in my life, but then it broke.
That's better. Where do you get them from?
I don't know. Is it a Christmas crackers?
I look. There's a Facebook page you should actually follow. There's one on Instagram as well. It's called Dad Jokes. That's brilliant. I love them. Like, I don't know whether it's like I've got a certain age and then I love them, or like you have to be. I don't know. I love them. They're so funny. Some of them are just so bad. They're so good.
Yeah,
like, they're great.
they're cheesy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's about it. Have you anything else you'd like to chat about? I've asked everything.
That's everything. No, I think it's good.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for listening. And if you want to follow Denver, well, you can't because he doesn't want stalkers. So
fuck off.
Thanks so much, Denver.
Cheers.
See you later.